We formed a partnership with Valor Collegiate in Nashville this year. And one of the things that Valor does particularly well is that they have a social emotional support program that they call Circles. And Circles are an element we've adopted and use in our goal teams where students come together as a team, they sit in a circle, and they share a series of different pieces of information that are meant to build a really strong relationship as a group, provide a social emotional support within the school, create a safe space where students can support and hold each other accountable, problem solve differences, give shout outs, show gratitude. Students are in Circle twice a week during goal teams. And in Circle, everyone in the goal team gets in a group. They start with a practice that we call True North, which is very similar to a form of silent meditation where the whole group kind of grounds themselves in quiet reflection so that they can all be on the same page throughout the circle. And then students come together and they share a quick check-in, what's your personal weather, and they kind of give a pulse check on how they're feeling. After your personal weather, the goal coach who leads the circle follows up with certain students. So if a student is feeling particularly great on a given day, she might ask why, and that's a chance for a student to sort of maybe share something that's really exciting that's on their mind. The goal coach will also follow up with students who report maybe not having the best personal weather or personal check-in and ask if there's any support that they need from the group. And so it's a really great way for goal coaches and the goal team to kind of get a pulse for how everyone in the group is feeling. But it's also a way for the group to sort of at the beginning of the circle request any support that they might need from their team that day. After the personal check-in, scholars share phase work. And phase work is a series of self-directed work that students do outside of Circle. And it's mostly based on personal reflection, our life habits, and helping students develop a deeper understanding of the habits, but also develop a deeper understanding of who they are, what makes them unique, how do they live out those life habits. And when students complete a set of work outside of Circle, they bring that to Circle and they share. And so one of the early assignments in the phase work is telling a story that is sort of emblematic of who you are as an individual. And students will come to Circle and they will share that story. And then their other scholars in the goal team will respond by noting what are the different values and strengths that they heard when that initial scholar was telling their life story to the group. And so it's a great way for the team to learn about each other. It's a great way for teachers to learn about students. And I think by sharing that personal phase work, it develops a really personal connection that I think allows you to be a lot more supportive, but I think also makes you more empathetic and patient when a student is struggling and might need more help. And so after sharing phase work, scholars engage in appreciations and shout outs where they can appreciate or give a shout out to another scholar. And so when that happens, a scholar will stand, they'll walk to the center of the room, the center of the circle, and then they will invite another scholar to join them. And they will share directly their gratitude or their shout out and why that mattered. And the person receiving it has an opportunity to say thank you, but they don't do a ton of sharing back because we want them to just sort of bask in the appreciation. And I observed one of the goal teams, and there was some initial hesitation to get up and stand in the middle of a circle when you've got 15 to 17 of your peers and you're really new at this. It takes some bravery to get up there and share. But one of the scholars, she stood up and she walked to the center of the circle, and she said, I want to give an appreciation to Amaya because during the first week of school, I was new and I didn't know anybody, and I was a little nervous and a little lonely. And she came and she sat with me at lunch, and then we played together at recess, and it really meant a lot to me that she took the time to get to know me and make me feel welcomed in a new school. And I thought that was pretty awesome because it takes a lot of courage to get up in front of a group of your peers in middle school and admit that you were lonely and you appreciated someone coming to support you. But I also think it says a lot about the power of goal teams and circles that within the first week of school, scholars felt comfortable enough being that vulnerable with each other. And I think that level of vulnerability and that level of support can be a critical driver in helping our scholars feel comfortable and supported. And that comfort and support can lead to the ability to challenge and push and help them be their best selves. Circle closes with a brief closing, and depending on the goal team, that might look like scholars coming in for a group hug or some other formal closeout. But that's basically circles in a nutshell.